wallpaper. It feels really nice. I have not pulled it out to totally look at it, but it's black and white. Surprise. Surprise, surprise. You know me, black and white. So the brown tape was my guide. That was to help me determine, you know, where to stop with my paste and just kind of give me a start and end point. But that really didn't help me. The plan is I'm going to put a little bit of tape up top here. It's that extra sticky. Yeah. This is not so simple. So I am laying on my first coat of paste, and this is my first panel that I am putting up, but by the end of it I realized I needed to lay it on a little bit thicker. So I do recommend probably, I don't know how to describe, definitely thicker than a layer of paint. Maybe 2 or 3 layers of paint is kind of how much product I had on there. I did also use a level, you can't see it, but on the bottom, right below the bed, I have a pencil line that I used a level to draw, and I used that line to stretch that wallpaper down and have some sort of a guide that I could line up the wallpaper to. Because my walls are textured, I am smoothing it out with it's kind of like a paint sponge type thing. I think it works way better on textured walls because it's got some enough give to it so that it gets in and out of the grooves. And this is my first panel, so I'm still right now trying to figure out what my mojo is and what the best movements are to get this wallpaper to adhere to the wall and to be one with that glue. As I said, I didn't think I got enough glue the first time. I had to add some more to the corners. And now I'm coming in with kind of a harder plastic edge to really get tight in those corners. Figuring it out at this point. Trust me, everyone, I would like to see this move a little bit faster too. So I've got my first panel down. I'm pleased with it. We're going to move this along a lot quicker so you guys don't lose your patience. But that was a learning experience. I hope you guys get an idea of how to do this. It can be done. I wouldn't call it easy, but it got easier for sure. Okay, just to update you guys, this has been a J-O-B, let me just tell you. I'm breathing hard, gotta catch my breath. It has not been easy. It's definitely a two-person job. You need somebody to kind of hold things for you, because if it's quality wallpaper, I think it's heavy. This is very heavy. It does have some stretch to it. If you want to look really closely, you know, that little seam right there doesn't match up. It matched up pretty well up here, but then sort of then I just don't think it was going to match up. So I'm going to have to go in and, well, actually the bed will cover this part, so it won't matter. But, oh, and then the instructions say to overlap. And I can totally tell that it overlaps. So I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's going to be okay in the end. I know you're not supposed to wallpaper textured walls, but since this is just an accent wall, you know, I really said, if I have to staple it on here, I will. But to be honest, I think stapling and gluing is required because I don't know on this first panel, I don't know if I got enough glue up there. I think you've got to lay the glue on pretty thick to fill in any, because of the texture of the wall kind of waving in and out. I think you need extra glue to make sure there's contact between the paper and the wall. I don't think I got enough on that first one, but we'll see. I don't think the commitment is too high for me, so I'm okay if it doesn't turn out perfect. I think, you know, we're going to push our bed against the wall, hang the lights back up, so I think we're going to be fine. But it has been a job. I did get better on my second panel, but, you know, as you can see, I have several panels to go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that should work. Okay, so I'm going to go catch my breath. I'm going to clean up. My hands are pretty sticky, so I'm going to clean up in between because I'm just starting to make a mess. You can see. Let me show you all my tools. I have the leveler to kind of help me make sure that I'm leveled pretty well. I have this. This is a painting gadget. I like it better for, I think online I saw to use like a plastic thing like this that has a plastic edge, but I just didn't think that was going to be able to get in and out of the waves of the texture. So I do have this for corners, but this I think has been good because it has some give. It gets deep into the grooves of the texture to push that glue in and out and the paper to get it to adhere. I have my X-Acto knife, which on this is just from the Dollar Tree, but at least I can remove blades and get a real sharp blade so that I cut really well. And this is just a pizza cutter so that I use. It's got a nice, real thin side to the edge. So there's a, see if I can, I don't think, yeah, you can kind of catch that. It's got an angle to one edge that gets you really in there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so real clean line for cutting down here because I had to cut down there and up there. Whew, gotta breathe. Okay, gonna go wash my hands, clean up a little bit so that I don't continue to make a bigger mess, and I shall return. Dance break. What I did. Do you see that? I used my guide and everything. I don't know what happened. I think I could probably just cut off that piece right there and fix it like that because that's where it happened. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to fret about it. It's going to be okay. There's a desk that goes here and it would not be seen, but it's just irritating to know. It's one of those things that months have to go by before I forget about it. But yes, so far, what a chore. I cannot wait to be done and put everything back because this was the piece that was missing to finish this room. But yeah, we're almost there, guys. Has it been worth it? Yes. Would I hire it out? Possibly. It's only going to take a days of work, probably, you know, good 8 hours. I am home alone and I don't need to be around people. I need to just utilize my time. I'm not going to complain. I'm happy to be doing it. I can't wait for Lenny to get home and see this. You know, let me just say she doesn't really care about what her room looks like. She could care less, but I am just so pleased with this. I can't. It's worth it. The hassle, the stress is worth it, but it would also be worth it to pay this, be done. You know, just snap your fingers, fairy, be done. Where is Jeannie when you need her? So I'm going to start this side. Some things I've learned thus far. Tip number 1. When you are applying your paste, you don't want to roll it on because that lays it on really thin. You want to just kind of just push it through. So that first, as I mentioned, that first panel, I wasn't getting the glue thick enough. So the action should look like this. Kind of like just, I'm not rolling it on, just pushing it on lightly. I mean, there's no pressure. I'm just making sure it gets, I don't even want this to roll. Number 1. Number 2, this brown tape right here is kind of the size of the panel. That's why I have there, so that I have an idea of how wide I need to go with the glue. Extra, extra, extra glue on your corners. As I said before, I don't care if this is not super tight because I don't know how much commitment I want to it. So let's see, what else? You need somebody to help. Somebody to maybe hold the bottom. It's quite heavy and cumbersome, so you want somebody to kind of be able to grab the bottom end while you're up top. You need a leveler just to make sure that everything's shifting properly. After you get one on and there's a pattern, you don't really need that level because you just really have to match up your pattern. On the instructions on this wallpaper, it asked me to overlap a few centimeters, so that's what I had to do. I can see the overlap because the paper is wet, but I think as it's drying, it's disappearing, so that's good. I can't think of, there's a little outlet right here that I am, why are we not focusing? What is the deal? Let me see if I can give you some really good shots here of the room. There's the seam I was talking about right there. Let me see. I think as I was saying earlier, I have that outlet right there that I'm just going to cover. I'm not going to cut it open. We don't use it for anything. I'm going to cover. And, you know, if they need to put an outlet or do something with it later, we can all just poke a hole and work around that. But for now, it's getting covered. I shouldn't have much left to do today. I'm almost finished. Probably my biggest nuisance right now is going to be cleanup. I do have an old sheet on the floor, but I still managed to make quite a mess. So thank goodness this room is tiled. I can just easily mop that up or Swiffer it up. There's not much left to do. I'm really excited to get everything back into order. So here we go. Round 4. We're on our 4th panel. Then I'm going to have a number 5, and I'll have to cut off number 5 just like that other side. I really should have started, you know, the instructions asked me to start or told me to start in the middle, which I don't quite understand. I really would have loved to have, I guess right now on both panels on the edges, I only had to cut off a little bit, so that's equally yoked as far as how much I cut off. But I started way in that corner. Maybe this one would have just been one nice cut and I wouldn't have had to cut that side. I don't know if that was a good idea, but I don't know. And I think the centerpiece of that is that white flower, and I think that right there could have been, I don't like things too centered, so I hope that it ends up being just a little bit to the right. I feel like that is the focal flower of the whole piece, so something I learned. We'll see. Here we go. on my last panel. I can't believe I made it here. But I'm running low on glue, so I have to slow it down and make sure I don't waste anything. So, as I said, that I learned that I need to do extra glue. But on the other hand, I'll show you how much I have left. I mean, that's probably 1/8 of the bucket left. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I need to ration. So here we go. I did kind of problem solve. So I did this earlier, but I didn't do it properly. So what I did was I taped it so it stops rolling at a certain point, so that it just doesn't hit the ground. We'll see if that helps. I don't know. It might be too much pressure on the wallpaper, but we'll see. Okay, that is not going to work because it's not allowing that corner to bend, so I'm just going to have to let it drop, let it rip. Shoot! Well, yes, that's my fault. I should have moved that. It's a box of pins, but let me get this glue on. The bucket, when I purchased it, I got this on Amazon, and when I purchased it, it said, I think it did say 5 rolls of wallpaper, so I think if I were experienced, I would have, I mean, it probably is just right. You just don't want to run out in the middle of a project. I definitely want to get extra on the corners because you don't want those lifting. And I'm leaving just a little bit for when I have to go back and fill in spots that I feel like I've missed. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. I am going to have to let it roll on down. I initially had it so that it would stop rolling, so I've taped it. So I rolled it from the bottom up. I taped probably like halfway, and then rolled a little more and taped again to keep it from rolling all the way down because I don't have somebody holding it for me. But it's not going to work because this corner needs some bend. But here we go. Get a little bit more on this corner. Okay. Better lighting in here would be good. Okay, this one has not lined up so easily, but I'm going to work on it, but I'm pretty much finished. I think I'm probably 30 minutes away. No, let's say an hour away. Here we go. Let's fast forward this so you guys can see the pretty stuff. That's funny.
Which we've already been doing.
Uh-huh.
So I guess now you can actually like get it ticket.
Or the C word. You could get the C word.
I have more work to do because everybody's freaking out.
Uh-huh.
The market's crazy.
So I couldn't resist. I'm going through and touching up these areas that didn't match up, like right here. That little spot right there. This is a gray permanent marker. And I think it'll do the trick. I mean, I can, let's just, that'll do it. And then up here, okay, why is my battery low when I just changed it out? I mean, tiny little adjustments. Like down here, this little guy makes no sense. Okay, do I have any other spots? Like right there. Okay, we're getting a little closer. I'm waiting for my floors to dry and then I can start hanging everything back up. Let me show you what it looks like on the other end of this decorative project. Okay guys, to toot my own horn, I am so sorry. I apologize if this is obnoxious, but oh my goodness, I'm so happy. It looks so good. Okay, let me get everything back together. I have these lights here that I've loved, but it's got this light that kind of, how to explain it? What is that word? It's almost like disco lights. It has all these different colors that kind of swirl around, and I really have a feeling that it stained my walls up there because I noticed on the two sides there was some like almost black staining. I don't know, weird. I don't know if that light did it to it, but I'm going to change out these light bulbs and get those back up. I had not tacked the wire to the wall yet because I wasn't sure how things, I mean, I was waiting for the wallpaper to come in, and so I hopefully, I don't have anything white, but it would be nice if I could get these, you know, tacked against the wall so that we're not tripping, or I'm not afraid of Lenny pulling on them. So one moment. Let me explain a little bit better. So they kind of give you like a starry night effect, you know. I'm taking those out. They kind of look at nighttime, it just kind of was bothersome. It's almost like your lights are twitching, and so that's glitching. So that can be annoying. Let's get these hung up. How does this work? Can't remember. Let's get one up. So I have got to figure out how to get this, you know, anchored into the wall. cute. Okay, now where's the other one? So it comes with these tiny little clips, white clips, to be able to hook on there, and I can't find it. Oh, here it is. This is what it looks like. Okay. I did have a level thing. This is a leveling kit. Never have used it. I think I've maybe used it one other time. Now, I don't know if this is wide enough to wrap, for the staple to wrap around. We'll see. I hope it is. Gonna test it out. I mean, it's just right. So let's check this out. Oh, shit. They made a little mistake. On the very first one that I hit, I went like right down the middle of it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I should take it out or leave it in. Let me call my brother and ask him what I should do. Chris. Okay, I have a light that I hung in Lenny's room, like one of those I don't know. Anyway, it just has a wire. You just hang it on the ceiling. It has a wire. You have to plug it in. Well, I took a nail gun and I stapled the wire to the wall. But the first one I stapled, I hit it right in the middle. Should I remove it or should I keep it? What will it do? Like smack dab in the middle of the flat wire. Okay. No, it's off. It's plugged in but off. But I need to remove it, right? Would it be a quick burn or would it be a slow burn? But dang, how did I hit it right in the middle? Jesus. Okay, well this was pretty cheap. It's just that I nailed the like continued to do it, and now I have to put if I ever remove it, I'll put more holes in the wall. Dang it. Dang. Okay, bye. Did you hear that? He says remove it. I die. Can't believe I did this. Such baloney. Let's try the other one. It will be very inexpensive for me to replace it, but I don't, once you're in the mode to do something, you just want it over with. Let's see if I can give you guys a view of the other one. Really upset with myself. Really upset with myself. I need a taller ladder. I cannot see. So annoyed. Utterly annoyed right now. Let me explain what happened. I don't know if I did. I hit the staple gun right smack dab center of the stupid wire. Bro says that it's dangerous, so I'm gonna have to order a new light. Okay, let me get the bed pushed back so that we can look halfway decent. I don't know if I can do this by myself. I mean, it's on a rug, so that's good. But Guys, I'm tired at this point. To be continued. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you'd like to see more. Thanks.